Now, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome another board member of Female Wave of Change, Renée van der Berg, who will share information on one of the successes of the organization, which is the Women Leading in Change Transformational Program. Renée, over to you.
Thank you, Tebello, and thank you, Ingrid and Noel, for the start of a beautiful next day. You know, when I started thinking about my quick 10 minutes chat today, I thought about two reasons why I like Female Wave of Change so much and why I'm still on the board after 3 years. This is because as an HR professional from early days, lifelong learning is really ingrained in my belief what's important for change and continuous change. And the other thing is impact. So we spoke yesterday with our education team about impact, which actually all the teams spoke about their impact. And so as long as you can have impact with the things you do, whether it's in an NGO or in corporate or as entrepreneur, that's just what it is. So we're going to talk about impact again, impact on lives and impact on all of us. So indeed, I'm board member, leadership and career consultant at this moment. And we're going to talk about a little bit how we came up with the program. What is it? What is the program? We spent a little bit of time on it yesterday. And of course, then the way forward. So how did we come up with the idea of a transformational leadership program? Two reasons mainly. One is we met so many strong women and so many women who you could see there's a flame inside them, they can be the leader. And there was just this nudge necessary for them to step into that leadership. So we thought, oh, that's a spark of, a beginning of a thinking. The other thing, of course, very important was our humanities event a few years ago. September, we had a month full of events and speakers. And what we discovered is basically that there are two interdependent things that are so important for women's empowerment: financial independence and education. And so those two things were combined in the spark of our idea. Let's organize and design a leadership program that is special, that is different than anything else that we know as leadership programs. So we came together with our circle of wise women, our ambassadors, our boards, and we start thinking about what it needed to be. So what most leadership programs lack when you buy them off the shelf is this deep internal journey. Discover your person, your qualities, your leadership, uncover that, your vision, your mission. And that's basically where we started. So let's do the inner journey first, and then, the leadership will come later. So the program has been set up, and it's, of course, we change every time a little bit, but in principle, it's a similar setup as when we started. It's 10 to 12 sessions, online, global, international participants, international teachers from our own community. And it's again for women from all walks of life, from all phases of life. And what we actually see is that I shared a little bit about it yesterday, and for some of you may not have joined us yesterday. What the women tell us is that they get confidence out of the program, confidence in their own leadership, confidence to make the next step, clarity on their vision and their mission. What am I here for in this world to do? They love the fact that we offer a little bit of theory and concepts and also a lot of practical tips. And that comes back to impact, because impact is not only seen on the participants in our program, it's also seen in those who they impact in their environment, in their family, in their organization, in their community. And my personal motto is actually the power of one. So power in a good way, you as an individual, everyone can make the difference. So what we see is the power of those ladies coming out of the program runs and flows through their organizations, their communities. And that's just fantastic to see. I spoke yesterday about women getting promotions at work, making career changes, setting up their own businesses, writing books, sharing their stories for learning. Storytelling is such an important thing that I learned from Female Wave of Change as a great way to inspire others. And lots of people paying it forward, and we spoke about it yesterday. I won't repeat it. So this is just what we saw. And then in, I think, the end of 2019, we said, this is so wonderful. We can only do 2 programs per year. How can we really accelerate the impact? So we started working on a local version with manuals, with videos of our global teachers. And we had actually 4 or 5 country teams with alumni from the global program ready to roll out when COVID hit us. So we had to put that a little bit on the shelf. Still, if I look at the future, our wish and our aim is to run with local versions, because even then you can impact more women, and also women who don't have the internet connection, who don't have the money to pay for this, the global program. So still on the shelf. The other things what we are thinking about is, because now we have this program for, let's say, the middle time frame, so Europe, Africa, and touching Asia, East and touching West. But for some of our participants, they were waking up every morning, 3 a.m. like Day Young. I see she's in the conference today. Or for the people from America, Canada, they have to schedule with work issues. So we're still thinking about how we can solve that. So there are more than enough plans, and I'm sure we'll share those when the time is ready. Looking forward to that. At this moment, I'm just gonna compliment all the women that have been so courageous to step in, Women Leading in Change, make the change, and sort of impacting their world around them as we speak. And I also want to make a grateful bow to all our teachers who have been relentless in sort of supporting us in having, new materials and just sort of shining and inspiring every training, every program. So with that, I'm giving it back to Bello. And thank you for listening.